You should have just finished filling out the Google form, checking off the boxes for the descriptors that you think fit the philosophy behind circuit training. What we're going to do now is watch a very short video clip in which I'm going to point out the things that you should have checked off. So we notice the individual right now is using free weights. So that's one box you should have checked off. As you're watching him do the exercises, you can see he actually is paying pretty close attention to good form, focusing on what he's doing. So I would have checked that box off as well. Now, on the next exercise that he does, we should probably try and make a mental note of how many repetitions he does. That way we can tell if this is a high rep or a low rep exercise. Okay, so now he's on a machine, so I think it would be safe to say that you could check machine weights off as well for the descriptors. I think that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 repetitions. So I think what we've said, according to the descriptors, high repetitions would be considered 10 or more per set, up to 20. So high repetitions should be checked. One thing you should have noticed is that he's taking very little time, if any, in between his different exercises. So you should have checked little to no rest in between sets. Now this one's a little hard to answer in terms of use or strength gains being the goal or muscular endurance being the goal. Typically when we look at muscular endurance, we're looking at high repetitions, low weight. So that's what I would select here. It's a more appropriate choice. And finally, we look at whether he's doing 50 to 70% of his 1 rep max or 80 to 100% of his 1 rep max. Once again, that's going to be more determined by how many repetitions he does. The fewer repetitions he does would signify he's doing a heavier percent of his 1 rep max, but in this case, because he's doing 10, I would say he's more in the 50 to 70% range.